My people, we come in with a 4-0, having picked the score line. Big up, big up. Um, yeah, a lot of fun times, a lot of good times coming into this game that we coming into this weekend. Big game against Fulham, but I'm here to speak on the last game and the last squad that we played. Good squad, Austrians, good Austrian side, but we saw some real performances. I think I really did. I really think that we saw some great performances. I think that we got to see some great team play by some players that obviously we don't expect to see routinely or regularly. However, they are playing what we need them to play to win all these trophies. We had to have a complete team, and LASK was an opportunity to see a lot of players, a lot of youth players, a lot of up and coming, a lot of future for us, a lot of to get to see some players that are putting in work with the first team, like Elliott, like Gravenberch. Obviously, get Konate back up into form and into shape and into actual like fitness for going the long haul and maintaining against getting injuries. We saw Simicast, a player now with an opportunity to really shine, really play what we appreciate him being the player he is playing on this squad for. Because you just can't have two. It's not going to be possible. You're going to have two left backs that are world class. You're just not. Most likely, you're just not. But Simicast is a good player, and it's just a matter of getting time, a matter of getting some run of games, and you're going to see that. I think the same of Endo. I've said the same of I've said the same of Kwanzaa. What can we say about Kwanzaa real quick too? What a phenomenal amount of composure for a young man. Just the sheer brilliance that you see him put effort into. We have a bright future there in Kwanzaa. Give me 1 second. Just got a text message come in. Sorry. And also with Kelleher getting sorry about that distraction. Kelleher getting in a performance that we're going to need to see him do time and time again quickly. I know that with Kelleher, you're going to get. Sorry, it's some good news. At least it's some good news that's coming in on my phone here. Kelleher, I knew you're going to it forced into these roles. These are opportunities that you have in front of you. Opportunity is what you make of it, and whether it's Kelleher, whether it's Simicast at this moment. I know Kelleher is more likely of the candidate that wants to possibly move on. These are the times that you make the most of it. And the performances that we got out of him were excellent, especially considering his play before that in some of these cup games and particularly in these Europa games hasn't been incredibly good. So to see that was so promising. I already mentioned Ryan, I already mentioned Elliott. Big up to keep it. Let's see. Let me see if you're in make sure. So when you do get a chat, big up to Chris. Red for Life. Big up, definitely. Chris Angel. Big up. Yeah, Red for Life got the score right too. We picked out the 4-0. I was so close. I just needed Ryan Gravenberch to score. We got the front line, all the score. I knew Cody was going to have a good game. And I said he's been putting in the work. I said he's been putting in the effort. I said he's been really making a concerted, determination to just have fun with it. That's the great thing about this team is that they look like they just are having fun and just enjoy each other's presence as like teammates, as in the family. It's a empowering movement, an empowering vibration that you get when you're able to get when you're really able to get that essence going. And we've seen it before. We've seen it before. I don't think that I don't think I've watched this game now 3 times because this is one thing that I enjoy. Europa's fun to watch, actually. And I will openly admit that Europa's fun to watch because of all the things I just said earlier. Europa's fun to watch because you get the opportunity to see youth play. You get to see opportunity of these fringe players play, squad players, however you want to reference them. You get to see the introduction of players trying to get fitness back that are starters. You get the introduction of just seeing starters. I mean, like we got to see, I was not expecting to see Mo Salah walk out with the armband. And when I did see that, I was so happy because I love Mo Salah. I love the fact that he is a presence. He's world talent, phenomenal player. But this team has so many leaders on it. And it is important when you do wear the armband for so many people that actually, live and breathe the Mo Salah, aura that goes around him, it's a proud moment. And that was pretty cool to see him come out for it. Because, I mean, there's no reason why he has to play. Absolutely no reason. I get that it could be an important game and being a very, very big game for us. End up being the fact that now, since we won and Toulouse tied, we now don't, that locked up the group for us. We don't have to really worry about Europa until March. And why, I thought that this team played so well is because there were opportunities for them to break, and they performed, and they stepped it up. And I was very proud of them, very, very proud of them. I'm not forgetting about my Lucho, starting off. That header was amazing. I thought that Gravenberch, as Chris was alluding to earlier, he says Ryan did look a bit shaky though. I think that I know you're not into the whole giving medals out for effort. I get that, and I can understand that. I'm not saying you should get a medal or a ribbon for participation. But one thing is, if you do look at his heat map and you look at how much effort and how much he was involved in play, and the sheer fact that one of the focal points of our offense is being able to not necessarily pass the ball per se as getting the movement going with our team. Quite often it's about getting into people that can dribble, like a Matip. Like that's why Matip looked so good for us against City, for instance, or Gravenberch did too. As in Gravenberch's ability to be athletic and be able to keep the ball and be able to take those long strides, be able to do what we saw Hackbo do. Hackbo had an amazing game, an absolutely amazing game in that being able to ward off defenders that were on his back, being able to have bursts of speed, the speed to get when Hackbo went to go for that ball in the box and got to it before the keeper could, and then to tap it away. I don't think many people thought that he had that burst of speed in him. But that's what this team is doing and understanding, is that the same with Elliott, as in being able to progress the ball forward. There's so many times that Elliott was running into space, and I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. Elliott had an incredible kick, the scissor kick, that the goalkeeper, that was an amazing save by the goalkeeper, who is one of the up-and-coming goalkeepers in Europe right now. Heavily spoken about pretty much in articles that say that he's one of the next up and coming goalkeepers. But you're going against superior talent. And I know that you could think that Gravenberch had shaky moments at times. I know that I heard people saying, he's bumping into people a couple times, or he wasn't able to get off a couple good shots or whatever. Those things are round into form as we're seeing him get his legs. In the sense of, at first it was more so, it was his fitness. It was getting him fit. Now that Gravenberch is fit, you're going to see a bad boy on that pitch. Gravenberch gives definitely cool, if he can encapsulate that stirred style finesse and desire amongst around the goal to be able to put those balls in the back of the net. Pause. And yeah, you will definitely see true essence of Gravenberch. There's a player there. Let's see. Lucho, last 4 goals are headers for club and country. Yeah, man. Yeah, that is certainly true. Let me show you what Chris said. Said Lucho, last 4 goals are headers for club and country. This was a fun game, man. This was a really fun game. It's a nice little added reward that we end up, like I said, being able to now go until March and worrying about anything. Like there's going to be, you got to realize the teams, possibly like your Man United that I predict will be dropping down to Europa, they'll be playing in February. They'll be playing to try to get into the rounds to see us next in Europa. Yeah, it was a good game. Definitely a good game. I have some ratings here. We can like bump or knock down, but I'm gonna show you the ratings I have for here. And I'm sure I get a little pushback because I know Chris is saying about Gravenberch, and I'm sure, but I think he had a good game. And if you look at a lot of the stats and you look at the heat maps, and you look at the simple play that he created and the release that he was able to do by taking from box to box basically with the ball. I mean, the progression that he has and the speed that he's able to take it from box to box is amazing. And that quickly you can go from defense to offense and be able to create opportunities for other players. He's a talent, man. He's a real talent. It was a fun game, to be honest. Let me read this out. It was a fun game, to be honest. Everyone seemed engaged. Yes, for sure. You know, I mean, look, we kept a clean sheet. We got to see the defense play really, really well. And I get it. They had their opportunities. They let LASK get some chances. I understand that. But Kelleher having some big saves. Kelleher trying to do his Alisson like in the saving. I mean, he had a one-on-one that he just snuffed out. And I was like, that's my Irish goalkeeper. You know what I mean? Like, that's the pride of Ireland. Yes, he has a reason to be going home to show. Yeah. Red for Life says Kelleher came out and smothered the ball. That was a great save. That was a really, 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 really good save because it was just him. It was just him and who was it? Was it Unar? That was number 17. I'm trying to think what his name was. Usar, I believe. Usar. I believe that was the guy that came in on that attempt. That was that was really, 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 really good save. And he made another good save at the end, albeit I think he made another save, but he did get kicked in the face by Simicast. So, I think he's like telling him like, you got me there. You got me like right here. But yeah, he wanted that clean sheet. It was big. I will admit it. The power of clean sheets is pretty incredible, apparently. Power of clean sheets. Nigel, big up, brother. We were very fortunate to have a reserve goalkeeper of the ability of Kelleher. I know. It really are. Because you're not going to have – look, I think Kelleher can be a starting goalkeeper on quite a few teams in the Premier League. It just so happens he could be the starting goalkeeper for our team. However, it just so happens that Alisson is on this team. And with Alisson on this team, you're not the starting goalkeeper. And that's why like we're so fortunate to have a lot of these players that I get it because there may not be world class. I often hear when people say, they're not what they say sometimes like they're not Liverpool level. They're not Liverpool level. I believe that truly maybe they're not Liverpool starter level if that was going to be your only selection, but they could be. They very well could be. They very well could be players that can do what we need them to do, which is in the efforts. And I know that many more of you are with me on this belief, but I want all the cups. I want all of the silverware. And it's a long schedule. And it becomes even more increasingly difficult with international play put into it. Like the amount of football that these players play is mind-blowing. We have a really, really, really incredible squad because we need these players. And these players I think did a real service, I believe. They did a real service. Wow, is that real? That's pretty crazy. Every 3 days, Red for Life. Every 3 days. Isn't that crazy? Every 3 days, you're gonna have to put out like top, not Sunday, not like we're going out to the practice field, not talking about Sunday league style, like, I guess today I'll tie on the boots and go for a run. 8 games this month. 8 games. We are fortunate, though, that the majority of them are at Anfield. Big up to Anfield, because it means something to be not only walking from underneath this awning, but a lot of these games are against teams we should be. And us being at home against them is what it is. Big up to Ensman. Ensman TV in the house. What is good, brother? What is good? Yeah, if you don't, you need to recognize Ensman TV got like Ensman is involved in a lot of projects, a lot of different channels. They all bring, it's almost like a network now. So it's not, he doesn't have a channel, he's a network. That's what I'm gonna say. Definitely. So you gotta check out Ensman TV. There's a lot of different listings of the other channels involved. It has some great guests, some great people that are part of the network, the Ensman. That's what he needs to be, Ensman Network, TV network. Big up Daz Reynolds. All right, 12. Man, Nate, hope you are well today. I am. Went to the boozer. Had a pint. Had a little pint of Carlsberg, watch my boys win, get the 4-0, Red for Life. And I picked out the 4-0. That was good. And like I said, only needed Gravenberch. If Gravenberch had won people, the Liverpool 12 man network. We would have, because that's how much cash I would have been rolling in. But we're going to get it this time. We're going to get it. One of these times we're going to get it. Big up the Redbird. Let me see what he's saying. He ends, when do you not chill? You're the chill king, that's for sure. He is the chill king. He's got the chill zone. If you ever need it, go to Ensman TV for the chill zone. Very relaxed, a little, definitely deep breaths of approach, which is what we all need. It's a real good moment and feel when you get to enjoy football, when you get to enjoy the presence of your company, the good people that you see in the chat. We all meet up and link up, whether in person or online. It is really good, especially after a win, and especially after seeing again something that I've grown into. I'm enjoying it for the moment. Look, I don't want to see Thursday nights every night or every week, but I'm enjoying. I've enjoyed Thursday nights so far this year, definitely. Let's see, but let's get into these rankings. I did the rankings. You can tell me if you can bounce them up, bounce them down, who you agree with, who you don't agree with. So let's bring this in. Oh wait, yeah. Let's bring this in. So I put in pretty much no one getting under a 7. Let me just make sure I just drop that, because I know people sometimes get on my ratings. just be happy to for Redbird. I'm not using a grade system. I'll tell you what the grade would have been in a letter grade anyway. But for my bilinguals out there, but I will say that I didn't give anyone a 7, or anyone lower than a 7. I think, and there's reasons why. I really think that everyone see 7 being average, being a pretty average. But I don't think it was like necessarily. I don't think anyone played below average. Can you say that? Tell me one player that you thought played below average in this game. Tell me one player, please, in the chat. Please tell me one player that you saw and you're like, you know what, his play is below average. And I would like to know, because that's the reason why I feel confident enough to say that no one deserved lower than a 7. There are those that were close to, maybe like, you know, they're average. Nothing. They had their good moments, and maybe here or there bad moments, but nothing terrible enough that it amounted to us getting conceding a goal. Just tell me in the chat, please, who you thought had a below average game. And I don't think the one that Chris pointed out, which is Gravenberch, I don't think he had a below average game. I really don't think that he had a below average game. And there's reasons for it. I mean, I already said how the fact of like the amount of space and coverage that he did. Oh, okay, now if you want to bounce higher, okay, we can talk. But I don't think anyone had below an average game. So let's see. Daz is saying, would you start the same on Sunday, 12th man minus Kwanzaa with Virgil, maybe Dom and Maka and Nunez? Oh, for certain. That's exactly who we'll see. And like, I know there are those that were kind of up in arms that seeing, and I have the subs too, in the next screen, seeing the subs like Nunez play, getting to see some of the players that we did see. I will say people are like, oh, why are they playing? Just get a little run in. I know they could. Yes, I'm sure people can get injured, people can get hurt. But then again, you know what? You're not going to wrap them in bubble tape. Like, you want to stay fit, you want to stay warm, you want to stay in it. And this was like a good run. They want to. I mean, like I like the fact that they want to play. They could be prima donnas and sit on the bench and be like, no, just all right, just let the kids play. I kind of like it that they want to play. Yeah, but I do see that the 4 that you have coming out, I do see coming out for sure. Chris Angel is saying, let's see, Simicast should be higher. He was very active on both sides. That's a definite good army. And on top of that, that shot by Simicast, whoa, that shot, it's a matter of inches. Pause. And it is really, really amazing how, oh wow, just by that much, that's pinging off of the crossbar and going in. That was a rifle of a shot. Something that we don't see Robbo do too often, to be honest with you. And we don't expect to see it because Robbo's not that good of a shooter on that thing. And albeit he does have a goal this year, so which was a meaningful goal too. So I'm no knock against Robbo, but that was a rocket of a shot by Simicast. Let's see, Kwanzaa 7. Oh, so we're saying Kwanzaa should be higher too. No, have the Kwanzaa 7. Oh, you know what? Yeah, all right. I can give Kwanzaa an 8. I could easily be tempted to give Kwanzaa 8. There are, and I could easily be tempted. I just didn't want it. I didn't want the whole board to be of 8s. Somewhat, I was trying to be. That's how critical I was trying to be. Okay. Kwanzaa, yeah. Happy Kwanzaa was played so well. So I'd be willing to give Kwanzaa an 8. If is that acceptable to the army here? I would be willing to give Kwanzaa an 8. And I thought Simicast played well. I really did. And I did like the offense that we saw from him in the shot. I like the fact that he did create. There was that opportunity where, who was it too? Where I think it was the Hackbo, where he turned and gave a lead pass to him, and Hackbo kind of like, rather than already instinctively just make the run, he stayed back and they just looked at each other and he's just like, he was involved offensively and really didn't have much on his side. So are we saying an 8 for him too? Look at this board if that ends up happening. We end up giving him other than Konate had the worst game, and I guess Konate that's pretty crazy to say that Konate out of all the board had the worst grade of all. That's pretty crazy. Let's see. I'm gonna go through these comments. These comments are lighting up. So every man put in a good shift. Red for Life says, I gave Endo a 7.5 on Enz's player rating yesterday, but I rewatched the game last night and couldn't really fault him on much. Maybe an over-eager tackle. Yep. And I think that was the one that he didn't get a card for it, but it was somewhat of a smart tactical foul in that I was glad to see that he didn't get a card for it, but there was a couple harsh tackles that LASK had gotten away with. So I appreciate that the referee was calling it pretty much consistent and was pretty much doing a balanced approach to the game of calling it the right way. But that was a tactical foul. But yeah, I thought Endo played really well, consistent with his passing, was able to do what we need him to do. Look, I said it when I gave the review of what we should be expecting from Endo early in the season. I was saying how Endo's a player that will, do that janitorial work or be the lone samurai warrior out there that's hunting people down, and he will he will just do what he has to do when he gets the ball away from the player. He'll drive if necessary, but he gets it to the players that he needs to get it to. Giving it to Ryan Gravenberch was silly because that's like giving it to like a Ferrari to just go have a ride with the ball, okay? And then even giving it to Elliott into space is deadly too because Elliott is an excellent passer and he can crack off a shot every once in a while. I was really, really excited about that. Endo, big up, yeah. I gave him an 8. I'm happy with our progression. I am too, Nigel. It was quick. It was like as soon as you turned it, it was like gone. And by the thing about it is that I get that passing it can be a quicker way of getting it from A to B, obviously. But if you're going to utilize the dribble as being your progressive engine, okay, then you're going to need engines that can move the ball quickly. And Gravenberch was a quick mover of the ball. I like this Konate. I saw try to do a Matip style run here or there. Gomez smart with the ball. We already know his pace is exceptional. Kwanzaa figuring out like if he wants to make a run or two here. That's really what I enjoy seeing is that seeing Hackbo, that run by Hackbo. Let me say this: that run by Hackbo in the middle, where I believe it was a pass from Endo too, where he received the ball. It was either Endo or Gravenberch that gave him the pass, and received the ball, progressed forward with the ball, had a man on his back, nearly went down, reestablished his footing, continued on, and then took a shot, which he did miss. However, it was the sheer fact that it was a good run. Keep making it. If you do good things, eventually good things will happen, And I was like, I like our progression a lot too. I'm in agreement with you, Nigel. Dazron says, Redbird holding a stream back till Monday at the moment so I can get back to my normal self. Okay, all right. Let's see. Salah wasn't an 8. Simicast was better than your poor rating, Redbird is saying. So you don't think that Salah was an 8? Look, I'm one saying the captain that led us on to this pitch played an exceptional game. The sheer fact that this man has scored 199 goals in the short time that this man has been with us is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And I thought that it takes a lot to say that that anyone expected to see Salah. It would take a lot to say that anyone expected to see Salah walk this team onto that pitch. I don't think any of us thought that Salah was going to play. And there was, except maybe one. I think Drifty, I heard, did Drifty from Coppage, I heard, did pick Salah playing. It was weird because I watched it. They didn't put the whole lineup. They left some players off. But, the Salah shift was, or Salah's position was one that they left off. But I guess he must have mentioned it in the chat. Because I saw that they're giving them acclamations or, credit for doing so. But not many of us had Salah starting. And to see that man lead that team on was for a game that you're like, okay, we'll probably win this game. We don't need Salah to be out there, but he wants to be out there. That says something about the character of this team. It says something about a lot of the character of these players. Because when you're losing, a little bit of that fight gets out of you. When you're getting beat up, a little bit of that fight comes out of you. This team is winning, and this team knows it can win, and it should be winning, and it wants to win. It wants to get all these goals and accolades. That's the hunger. I like that. I like seeing that about this team. And Salah had a good game. Do you see that the penalty that he took? I get it's a penalty kick. I get it. But the penalty kick that he took, for someone who we've all thought his confidence had been wavered and been shook, his penalty kick hit the side of the net. There's some shots that you see people make that, as a goalkeeper, you have a matrix moment. The header from Diaz, for instance, was a matrix moment for the keeper. It's one of those things where you're just like, you're stuck. You're watching it on slow motion replay in your mind 1,000 times already because you're watching it happen right in front of you. You don't make a movement. You know what I'm talking about in the movies where it's like, or it was Quicksilver from X-Men does it, where like they're running, he's able to like warp time and you can see everything and everything's slow motion. That's what happened on Diaz's header and on Mo Salah's penalty kick. That thing hit the side of the net and then caromed off and then hit the back of the net. That was no one stopping that. That confident style Salah, that's the difference of us not even being in Europa this year. We would have been in Champions League. Salah is back, man. I'm happy to see what the sheer fact that the man is contributing and producing, regardless of whether he gets all the shots and everything else, having the distribution be coming from him at times. I'm happy about Salah. I would give Ryan maybe a 7, maybe a 6. A lot of falling all over the place, misplaced passes, but I know we will come good. All right, let me pull up these stats for you on Gravenberch, because Gravenberch's stats were exceptional, to tell you the truth. Pretty exceptional. I get the whole thing, but I mean, the man had 69 touches, good number, but pause. 43 out of 49 accurate passes, so he's 88% on his passes. Had 2 key passes. One big chance created was 2 for 2 for long balls. His dribble attempts, he was successful. Had 3 dribble attempts. One of them was successful, but was 4 out of 6 on ground duels. And that was another thing. You saw Gravenberch retreating a lot, as in backtracking a lot. There were times when he was on either side of our box. And pause again. There's too many pauses, but like he was he was actually defending very well, and he was putting effort in. I didn't think we're going to see a full 90. There's an argument out there, and I've made this argument even before. So, and it's the reason why I had Curtis Jones starting this game actually over Gravenberch. But like, there's an argument out there that you could say Gravenberch. I think Klopp's going to try him in the starting 11 pretty soon, and that's no knock against Curtis Jones, who I'm a big fan of. I really think that day is possibly coming. Let's see. Okay, Chris Angel. I call Salah playing as well. Let's see what else. Oh no, Daz, that is not good. Oh, under the weather, 12th man, full of cold. Hopefully you don't have a cold. Hopefully that's not what you're saying. You're not under the weather. Yeah, but I heard that weather was pretty. I heard it was very, very cold in Anfield. It was obviously, you know what too, Chris, you know what I noticed, and this is something I noticed at the pub actually, or the boozer. And that was, it was so cold. And also, you know how like often they still put water, they still keep the field wet, you know, from by putting the sprinklers on normally. And I think that possibly it was so cold that some of the pitch was slick. I saw Gravenberch fall 3 times. I remember because someone else responded about, and this is in the first half, Gravenberch is slipping a lot. He's losing his footing a lot. And it's because he was going so fast, but it was the sheer fact that he was falling a lot. And on the 3rd time, this is after someone had pointed out on the 2nd time, he's like, oh, he keeps falling a lot. I'm thinking to myself, you might have to go in and get like, you know, cleats, thicker, longer cleats. And that could be possibly the reason why you think that he was playing not so good or not so poorly. But again, he played pretty decently. I think sometimes some of the 2 clearances, I think Gravenberch had a good game, to be honest with you. Not a like incredible game to the point where he's getting man of the match, but I think that he had a good game. I think he was a real difference maker in this game. And I think he's someone that if you watched him play, and I'm not saying he didn't, but when you watched him play, in my view, I thought he had a lot of interaction and involvement in the play, which is just really, really good. Let's see. Let's see some other comments here. Redbird is saying, when we rate a player, it's on one game, and on this game in particular, Salah wasn't an 8. You don't upgrade Ali rating for one match based on his past fantastic saves. You rate on the match in question. And I didn't just say that. I didn't say anything about the fact of the other 199 goals that he scored, or 198 goals he scored before. But what I am saying about Salah is that Salah had a pretty decent game. If you do look at a lot of his stats, I mean, he had 2 shots on target, 1 off target. He had 41 touches, but he was 24 out of 28 on his passing, 4 for 4 for long balls. He tried to cross one, but didn't go through. He was making efforts on defense. He wasn't successful. I mean, he was 0 out of 5 for ground duels, but the fact that he had 5 ground duels means that he's actually involving himself in the play or trying to like help out with defense or tracking back. He could have just said, oh, you know, I'm just going to sit and poach or sit by the line and just try to wait. And they'll be able to, the center backs. I mean, we had basically 3 center backs in our back line, let them deal with it. No, he was trying to make some real inclusion. Only offside once. I thought he had 1-for-1 for the aerial duels. I didn't even see him. I don't remember the aerial duel, to be honest with you. But I thought that like he had a decent game. I think he didn't have an average game. He had a tick over an average game. And I think the fact that I'm giving him, not many people are going to give you credit for a penalty kick. I get it, and the penalty kick ended up being no matter whatever. But I think that I like the sheer fact that he's shown a bit of confidence. And if this is the game where we mark and say, oh, this man we found his confidence at the spot, cool, because Salah's going to be our spot kicker, period. If people don't want to accept or get over that, recognize it. But he's going to be the spot kicker for our team. So if he's going to be a spot kicker, I'm excited to see him being able to take confident spot kicks. And that's what we got. That shot that was an incredible penalty kick. And I think that it's something that I would like to acknowledge at this moment, that I'm confident with Salah going to the spot. And I don't think many of us were at that level. We're at that level going into this year. There are people asking for another player to take over penalty kicks for us. I think Salah has regained that confidence. And that's if we have the cold killer that we used to have from the spot kick, and that's the way he's going to get his goals, I care less. Just keep feeding the beast. He's happy with that. Cool. And that means that he includes other players. The sheer fact that Cody Gakpo got 2 goals this game is the sheer fact of why he got a lot of the attention. He got a lot of the facilitation going to Gakpo. It wasn't all about Salah today. And we still got a lot of goals. That's why I gave him an 8. Not because his past, because this man is back. And I'm excited to see that. We need that player. This is going to be an offensive-minded team. We're going to get fouls. We're going to get penalties. We're going to get a lot of great opportunities, whether it's from headers in the box, whether it's from the spot kicks, whether it's going to be from direct kicks that are going to be able to go, be opportunities for Trent or whoever is going to be Boz, whoever's going to be standing over him. Having the confidence in that is going to be big. I like the fact that he stepped up and he killed that penalty kick. That's why I gave him an 8. Let's see what else. What does this say? We could have a couple more goals if Salah would have passed instead of trying to go for a goal himself. Oh, come on, man. He's got to eat too. Redbird. Come on. The Sith Lord, I know. Yes. Music to my ears, negativity. Chris Angel in the house. Big up. Let's see. See, now I know people, that's what I get it. But if you're in school and you got a 70 or a 75 or 70 on your test, what score would that be? What would be a 7? Because you're going from 1 to 10. There's measures of bad and there's measures of SHIT. There are measures of bad, though. And there's measures of average, and there's measures of good, and then there's measures of excellent. And I know it gets smaller, but the reason why it gets somewhat metaphysically smaller is because that excellence is harder to find. But 70, a 7, drop a 0 at the end, 70 is a C, average. That's why these ratings are so high. 5 is not average. 5 is in the middle. I get that. But if 5 is in the middle, then that would mean a 50 is an average grade. 50 is a C. And that's like, then there's too much movement for the average or for the pyramid, I guess you could say, or the diamonds at the top that get 9s, that get 10s. There's a reason why. That's why. That's the reason why these ratings are higher. But yet, yeah, 5-3. There's plenty of grades of crap out there because there are players that do play poorly. But that's why I gave them these ratings. That's why they're so high. That's why the 8s are 80s. In essence, they're Bs. Definitely above average. Not excellent, but above average. And that's what an 8 would be. I thought these were good. So I'll show you the subs too, guys. Let me show you the subs. Because the subs have my player of the game on them too. All right. I know it was good to see Bradley get in. I was happy to see Chambers get in. I was I get people in up in arms. I'm sure I'm not sure if Marion's here or not, but I'm sure Marion. Big up. I see you, brother. Big up. Marion, I'm sure, was happy to see Darwin, but I liked it. I liked Darwin. But I know I'm going to answer this question real quick because I see what I say. This is why I'm confused with some channels' player ratings. People were giving players 3s for the City game last weekend. It's on a scale of 1 to 10. You can apply percentages like you're saying. Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to get across is that, like, if you go on, for instance, if you go into SofaScore is an excellent little app out there, and it has like a lot of the content creators use it. So like I've seen like Grizz use it, for instance, and you'll see the ratings, and that compiles all their numbers, and it gives like the algorithm breaks down the numbers, and it says 7 or 8, and it's why it's green or it's orange or it's yellow or red. And why I give these ratings out often is I do break down and utilize a lot of the numbers, but I also apply the eye test too involved into it and see, how significant was the play, how significant are the passes that the person's making, what was it a significant moment, those things should have some impact in having it on the game. I mean, look, there's reasons why I think Trent had man of the match game against City. And the reason why is because he had the most impactful moment for the game. And he also was, pressed into a heavy position to have to, hold court on. But in this game, I believe that these players had an above average game. And again, I'm still waiting. I don't know of one player that had a below average game. Tell me one player. I asked earlier. The question still, if I could figure out how to do the polls, I would. But I would like to know who yesterday had a below average game. Who on the team had a below average game? Because there's no way if 5 is average, there's no way that any of these people deserved a 3, much less a 5. Like that to me is why, like, I see it. I get it. I understand it's a lot easier to say, 5 is in the middle. But it's like it's like a test. That's what I'm saying. That's like a test. That's why I'm saying. And that's why I think that if I was giving out a test today, I think Cody got an A+. I think Cody got an A+. I think Cody got, I think Cody played really well. I thought that he was putting in runs. He was, you could see the man putting in effort. It's the reason why I said that I wanted to give him credit for what he was doing in the previous game, in that, considering he opened up the goal for Trent to score and everything. It's because you're putting in the runs. You're understanding that, you got to put in the hard work, continue to put in the dedication. These things will amount. Good things will happen. You put in good work, good things can happen. It's just that simple. And you just keep on. And the sheer fact that at times, even though you're putting in the good work and you don't get anything back. And trust me, we've all been there before. You still don't stop putting in good work. You continue to work at it, continue to put the dedication into it, continue to put the effort into it. And that's what we saw from Agent Cody. And, he really that second goal was a great goal, man. The first goal was just him being smart, him being, that fox in the box, knowing that something was going to open up, knowing he wasn't marked, knowing he has to only keep his line, considering he did get so anxious once before and he was offsides on opportunity before in another game. I can't remember the game, but he had an opportunity and went offsides. He should have scored. And he didn't have to go offsides for it. He could have gotten it even if he didn't go offsides. But in this match, you saw he didn't go offsides, and he played well. I thought he played really, really well. And he has some really, really good numbers, to be honest with you. He had an XG of obviously 1.43, but 1 for 2. That dribble attempt that he took from the midfield to just outside the box was like, that was something special, man. No one, he had a guy draped on him, just bullied him off, kept his footing. That was my Cody. 29 out of 33 for passing, 52 touches. Like I remarked earlier, he was getting a lot of service. He was getting a lot of attention going to him. And there's something that people will say, like if you say Nunez is not accurate or he lacks accuracy, okay, that'd be one thing. But Cody doesn't. Cody is a pretty accurate shooter when it comes to the ball. He was interviewed, and I heard what he said. He said that someone asked him where his preferred preference on positioning would be, and he thinks that his best position is left wing, or as a false nine, or as a forward, as a striker in the striker role. And I was like, yeah, man, I like that. Can you imagine could you imagine a versatile Bobby where you could play Bobby either I'm not saying he is Bobby, but I'm just saying as in a false nine. Imagine having a player that you could have play the striker or you could play the left wing, being versatile like that. Man, some good stuff out of him today. He had 4 out of 5 for his long balls. 4 out of 6 was active in the defense. 2 out of 3 aerially. Really, really aggressive with going up for the ball. Was fouled twice. Ended up setting up a really good opportunity. Set up the penalty shot for the penalty kick. He set up two really good opportunities for us, actually. Set up the penalty kick in the box, which was a great get. That was a great get. And then also got fouled outside the box and set up a really, really good attempt by Elliott. And I was hoping Elliott was going to score, guys. Oh, man, that would have been good. Elliott had some really good shots on that. I liked Elliott in play yesterday. He was very involved, and he was definitely getting some really good shots off. I don't know if you guys thought that or not, but I thought that he really, really got some good efforts in, some real good efforts in. But, okay, so with these, though, I gave Nunez a 7. I know Marion is obviously going to give him probably like 8, 9, or even probably even a 10, but all good. I gave Nunez a 7. I gave Jones a 7. I gave Bradley, all the play was average, from Bradley, the play was average from Chambers, but it was just, I thought it was good to see them. I'm not going to give them a 6 or a 5 simply for the fact that I was so happy to see. I'm happy when youth players get these opportunities to play. I get it's Europa, but it's still Europe, and it's still an opportunity to play at Anfield. It's an amazing, amazing accomplishment for these young lads, and I was very happy to see Bradley and Chambers get opportunities today. To get to play next to probably some of their, some of their heroes somewhat, in the sense of like Elliott and Jones, because I'm sure that those kinds of players, and got to play with Trent, these players that have come from the youth academy or come from the system to actually have a real place and involvement in the team. It's really, really inspiring to see that. So yeah, I was happy to see Chambers and Bradley get some play. I was even optimistic to see I was very optimistic to see Doak or to get to see even Gordon. I was hoping to get to see Gordon, actually. That would have been nice. But you know what? I think that now, all things considered, that final game, I think it's against USG. That final game, I think we will see Doak. I think we not only see Doak, we'll get to see Gordon. I think we'll get to see a lot more of the youth squad movement in that game. And I think that we're going to really get it. They're going to come out and they're going to play, because there's no way that they're going to come out and not want to win or show that they deserve to be at this stage and level. So it's going to be a fun time to get to see that final Europa game for what it's going to measure be mostly a display of a lot of youth and a lot of youth and with an occasional player like an Endo or maybe even like a Gomez to be like the more experienced players on the pitch with them when they go out there, because you're going to need some veteran balance on that pitch to kind of lead the team and keep them measured and focused. So, all right, let me get into a couple more of these chats or a couple more of these spots, because we're coming up to the hour mark. Ripper says, I definitely know what you mean. They're so disrespectful to some of our players, and the ratings stink. I unsubbed. Ooh, okay. Let's see, though. Ripper said, I thought Wataru the Warrior had a great game. I did, too. Despite the one foul. Let me get up Endo's stats here for you guys. Despite Endo's foul, I thought that, I thought that foul was a tactical foul. I had no problems with it. He ended up not. It'd be a different story if he got a yellow or he got a red or some stupid, But it wasn't. I don't think that was going to happen. I think that we all can understand the ebb and flow of the game that the referee was calling. I wasn't like super angry or upset with the refereeing at all. I thought it was a balanced refereeing game. They got their fouls in. There were some fouls that were questionable that could have got cards, but they didn't. So if they weren't getting cards, I was happy to see us not be being shown cards for tough, hard tackles, tough, hard fouls. And I was wanting Endo to score a goal, so I predicted him scoring a goal. Even played him scoring a goal. That again would have been a happy day for me and for all if he had scored a goal. Definitely, Trent tried to spot him out twice. They just didn't connect. And I was happy to see that for two. Try to connect from a corner, and then they retrieved the corner again, and Trent got to throw another one in deeper this time, but he kind of overshot. And I remember Endo got a shot off on goal. It was off target, but no one was expecting it. I like the fact that no one expects anything from Endo. Great, keep doing that. And when he whips out the samurai sword and cuts you with one, you'll remember Endo. But 3 for 7 out of the ground duels. Was fouled twice. Was fouled once. Had 2 fouls. Had 4 interceptions. Had a couple really good interceptions actually that reversed and initiated a counter strike for us. 4 interceptions, like I said though. 1 tackle and he drove past once. And then I think what else was on for Endo? I thought Endo had played well though. A lot of good stuff from him. Keep it level is saying, don't we play 12:30? Yes, we do. We do. Yes. That was kind of like, I started reading that sentence, and as I saw the 12:30 kickoff, I was like, oh, yeah, we do. We do. I think, is it West Ham is our cup game. So let me see. I'll tell you real quick, too. Look that up while I see. It is, it's Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace is the 12:30 game. Because that means I am waking up and watching a 5:30 a.m. game. Yay! Oh, wow. Trust me, I don't think anyone hates noonday kickoffs more than those of us on the west side of the United States of America. I don't think anyone hates noonday kickoffs more. Let's see. Yeah, it's Palace on TNT. Yep. And that's it for life. I'm saying, bro, I've this something about the negativities. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I've unstuff from the negative channels. I'm not gonna hide from it. I'll read them out, especially those. I don't know what LWHO means. Go overboard with their disrespect. They sound more like rivals than Reds fans. Hey, that's facts, brother. That is straight facts. That's straight facts. That's why we have to build them. The mighty Red Army has to be true. We don't allow scrolls involved in this. True Reds only. True proper Reds. That's all it is. Proper Reds are supportive. We just criticism necessary certainly, but constructive is what it has to be. So let's get constructive criticism. Let's see. It's United's on the 17th. Yeah. So we play United on the 17th, and then the cup game is right before. We have Arsenal right before Christmas, and then we have Burnley after Christmas, immediately after Christmas, day after Christmas. So there's a lot of games. That 8 games that was stated earlier. That's so overwhelming that we have 8. Or that's let's say overwhelming. That is definitely a mountain to take on. 8 games, but I like the fact that our 8 games that we have coming up are Fulham at home, Sheffield United at Sheffield United. We have at Crystal Palace. We have at USG, and we have Manchester United at home. We have West Ham at home. We have Arsenal at home. That nice little three block right there of home games is gonna be nice. I get Crystal Palace and Sheffield, but I mean, we've done work at Crystal Palace. We should beat Crystal Palace. I like the fact that we're on form and that we should be well rested. Hopefully we'll be not fully healthy, but obviously healthy with whatever small little knocks or that we've sustained. Sheffield United should be a game that we don't come into Sheffield United and properly take care of them. They're going to most likely sit in a low block. I don't think Crystal Palace will sit in a low block. I think Crystal Palace will somewhat try to play with us. But I think that Sheffield United will be someone that basically sits back a lot and doesn't really excuse me. I think Sheffield United will be a team that we should, handily take care of. But the fact that we have Manchester United and Arsenal as home games in December, that's cool. I like that a lot. I'm really excited to see that. I'm excited to see the fact that it is 3 games in a row, despite that I know the West Ham's a cup game, but yeah, I'm excited to see that. It should be good. Shut up, Antonio, one more time in front of the Arsenal. In front of the Anfield. In front of the Anfield fans, it'll be good. And then having Arsenal right after that is going to be nice. I think we'll be fine. That's what one in December. 1, 2, 3, not including the cup game. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we should have six Prem games basically. 6 Prem games. To pick up 18 points would make us certainly looking pretty going into the new year. I think that's really, really going to be a fun stretch though, because I think fortunately we have Anfield to have our back, and I think that the games that we have to go on the road for are against superior talent or teams. Look, any team in the Prem is someone that you have to be ready for and face. Obviously, we got a wake up call, but we got you can call it a wake up call, or you can call it a little flash of reality in the sense of with Luton, because look, we knew Luton was going to sit back and park the bus and just hope and pray for one opportunity, and they got it. And fortunately for us, we have some real moment makers, okay, iconic moment makers on our team, and to rescue that game out. But I'm not looking for that to happen at Palace. I want to see something more like when we scored seven goals. The game we played Crystal Palace, and we got and Bobby had a hat trick, and he had a glorious hat trick. I'm looking for a performance more like that against Crystal Palace. Now we're gonna get 7-0, no. But I mean, like, I would like to see us score heavily on Crystal Palace. I'd like to see us do a good number of like 3, 4 goals. 3, 4 goals. We deserve 3 or 4 goals against Fulham. Should be fun. This run should be fun. Fulham should feel we're gonna have a rusted team. They have an anxious, bit. I'm already selling this spoiler. I'm definitely thinking Nunez is going to do something in that Fulham game. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to do a preview for that game as well before the game. And also, you know what? I think it was a Red for Life, or it might have been Keep It Level, asked me about. I did go and speak to the owner actually, and I told him what some of the the Mighty Reds out here would like. They were saying, like, they would love to see the boozer, kind of like see the involvement and, like, participate with those that are Reds here in my community, and he was down with it. So excuse me. So I am going to be able to I'm going to broadcast here and there, maybe do some clips from the boozer sometimes, especially for some of the bigger games that I get to go to. It should be fun. That should be pretty cool. So look for that to come out. On just a little spoiler alert. It should be a fun time. When obviously I'll have to do it more so where I don't have the game on the background, because obviously we do the game, the sound is on at the pub or the boozer, and it is also obviously it's wall to wall, practically TVs all around the pub and / boozer. So yeah, but it's gonna be cool. So I'll definitely let you guys look for that episode to come out, a couple episodes of that to come out, because I'll do it more than once, I'm sure, but it should be a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, big up to Nilante. Big up, brother. Big up. All routine win. A few players I wouldn't have played yesterday, but can't complain. We should win the next games leading up to United. I agree, Nilante. I agree. Hope your family's well. The newborn. But yeah, I agree completely. I especially agree that there was. I can understand that there are those out there again that didn't necessarily. You probably didn't want to see Nunez play. Probably speaking that you didn't want to see who else. Maybe not even Trent. But I like the fact that I know. I think that maybe the process is having someone from the leadership group be on the pitch. And I think that that's maybe what happened, because as soon as if you looked at it, Mo was subbed for Trent actually, so it was kind of cool. So that when they actually when he came off, it was natural for him to give him the armband, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, I can understand that. I don't mind him to be honest. I think some of the things I'm trying to enjoy some of but big up. He says decent ghost. I think is responding to me getting the approval to do that inside the boozer. I don't think Klopp should have brought the big guns on either last night when we went 3 up. Should have just rested them. That's what Keep It Level says. Excuse me. You know what about that too? I can understand that, and that is I can understand people saying, you know what, it was bad enough you played Mo. We don't necessarily need to see Nunez. We don't necessarily need to see Trent. I mean, these are our big guns, as that was referencing. And I can understand that tact of thinking. These people, they want to play. They want to play. It's hard. I mean, I was surprised to see Mo start. I was very surprised to see Mo start. I thought he would have, especially considering we had Doak and Gordon on this lineup. I thought he would probably play Doak and then bring in Gordon as a sub. And that way, too, you get to play in a game that would have most certainly or most likely have had some real dominance in. But when he started Mo Salah, I thought to myself, wow, the sheer fact that Mo Salah, and we all know Mo Salah's not a prima donna. He might do some prima donna things sometimes, but that's because he's the king. But when Mo Salah led the team out, I was like, that's cool, man. That's cool. He wants those goals. He got his goal. He didn't make a big thing. Got subbed out. Got subbed out in front of and got subbed out actually in front of the fans. It wasn't like a halftime sub. So that means that he gets to get the applause and recognition from the crowd. And Trent got to be what it is, which is like what you do is you put the vice captain on the pitch. That's what being the vice captain means. So, and I think Trent enjoyed himself out there. Got a little run in. Didn't do anything super crazy special, but he kept that back line organized. And with the help of Gomez, who played well. I thought Gomez played really, really well, by the way. There's been Gomez took a lot of slack last year. It was, and Gomez has had quietly, if not, I think loudly, but quietly an exceptional year for Gomez this year. He was okay in Luton, nothing special at Luton. Didn't provide what we necessarily could have used from our left back at Luton. But other than that, I think, the sheer fact that he played so well. And it was weird too, because when I was live right before, and when the lineup came out originally, it had a crazy lineup of like Kwanzaa. It had Kwanzaa, Konate, I think it had Kwanzaa, Konate, and then it had Kwanzaa, Konate, and Gomez, I think. And he had Gomez in like the left center back role or something. It was like weird. And that's why it had me wondering and questioning if they're going to utilize Simicast possibly as the inverted, and then just drop those three center backs in, which they somewhat did, but they did more so play like more of like a two center back role, and allowed for Gomez to go a little bit forward. But then in the game, it seemed like Gomez fully switched out and played that right back role / right center back role, and then when Trent came on, he bumped over and got fully into the right center back role. I thought Gomez played well. Big up to Gomez. I thought that obviously I gave him an A he definitely gets an A for me. I thought I gotta make the correction on here because I agree. Kwanzaa, I'm so proud of Kwanzaa, by the way. So proud of Kwanzaa. There's a reason why he is happy, because he makes people happy too. I thought Kwanzaa played exceptionally well. I gave him originally a 7 only because like I knew people were going to be so critical of my ratings already. And I was trying to be so direct. I gave him a 7. How could I? Why and how could I do such a thing? So yeah. I would definitely give Kwanzaa an 8. I thought Kwanzaa, big up Kwanzaa. I thought he played so well. Keller, another great game. Gomez, great game. Looks like we go into this Fulham game like with a bit of life. You know what I mean? With a bit of life in us. We all know that our starters are charged and ready and ample to do the deeds. To get results, score goals. make things happen, be dangerous, and if we're just charging up our options, our subs, our youth, this team's going to be dangerous. This team is going to be dangerous. I like it. I want to see, obviously, I want to see Diego get healthy. I want to see, it seems like Alisson's reports are coming back now that Alisson isn't going to be out as long as originally reported, of the 5 weeks or something like that. But hey, you know what? I'm already cool with him like taking his time up to 4 to 5 weeks if necessary to get back into the starting lineup, for Alisson. If Kelleher's going to play the way he did, and if it means Kelleher's going to step up and continue to play the way he's been, the way he has the potential and ability to play up to, I really think that that's going to be a promising little, it's going to be promising and fun little run for these 8 games in December. Every 3 games, I guess so, man. Because I mean, there's only 31 days in December. So basically, that's that's a 24-day, like for a 24-day stretch. That's pretty crazy, but it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see this team play. I get everyone wakes up excited to see a team play somewhat. I mean, there's been times when you kind of maybe the energy, or you just watch because it's just ingrained in your heart. But I'm enjoying this team, man. I'm enjoying watching this team play. I'm enjoying watching this team grow. Really enjoying it a lot. I hope that you guys are too. I hope that you enjoy this ride. Let's see. Let's get back to some of these comments, because I'm gonna try to do a full 90 and then I'm gonna be out. Keep it level saying, I don't think Klopp should have. Wait, I read this one. And good. I'm glad to see this too. Nilante saying, all good. Thanks, 12th man. Little man is good. Just waiting on a hernia with him. Okay. I hope I'm sorry that little man's going through a little pain, but I hope that everything works out. I hope that everything works out. I know what that's like too. Yes, and I made this point. Yes, also big up, keep it level. When we were shouting out scores, he said the 4-0. That was a good call, very good call. I like that you're confident enough to go with the clean sheet. That shows courage. I also like the fact that you want above and beyond the 3 level average, which is our average. I say. Showing, and went with the 4, and we almost. If I just bet that, I would have won. I had that in the parlays, and that's why I was still in the running for a lot of parlays with that 4-0 call. That was a good call by Keep It Level. Yes, but just not the Salah hat trick. We can call some things, other things not so much. Let's see. If we don't buy, Nilante saying, if we don't buy a 6 in January, which will be very disappointing, do we challenge for the title 12th? Great question, Nilante. That's a great question. I can confidently say that I still believe that Klopp's intention is not to go and get if buying a 6 means buying a destroyer, I still believe that Klopp's idea for the future and the progression of this club is via a 6 that is more like Thiago or an Andre or even a McAllister that's learned the role fully, than going for just getting a 6 as a destroyer. Now, there is a player out there that I would love to see us get that isn't. He's a talented player. He's Dutch. He has a very hard, does have a hard name fully to pronounce. But he plays for, was it Feyenoord? I believe that's how you pronounce it. Let me see. Let me pull up the team. And there's reasons why I like this player a lot. It's because not only is it because he has the ability to play a DM, not only because he's not necessarily a destroyer per se, but he plays multiple positions. And it was funny because I've heard more commentators and pundits start to talk about something I spoke about on Copish, I think, not the beginning of the year, but last year, about how there is an active movement, and it was after the United match. There's an active movement to get fluidity on this team, the active movement to get fluidity as the core counterpart, or the core infinity stone. Okay, is fluidity for this team. It's almost like Chris Angel's son's thoughts of being like water. Fluidity. And I think that we do, and it would be great to find players that are versatile. Players that can play in multiple roles, multiple roles for their one position, multiple roles or multiple positions in general, and this player plays right back, but he also plays DM, and he's even played center back before, right center back. But but if we don't get a 6, I would still have us in contention for the title. I would. I really would. I really would, because I think that this is a year where City is still an exceptional team. I just think that City's focus and mind is winning back-to-back Champions Leagues. They've got that monkey off their back type thing or whatever. And now I think Pep wants to win another Champions League. His group was not hard, or pause. His group was not difficult, but his group was something that was going to give him enough of a test to be able to fine tune, he knew that they were going to win. They should and would win, which they won all their games in the group. And I think their pursuit is to obviously win all the games going forward, and win the Champions League again. That's their main focus. And I think that they understand they'll be at those, even with the title not being their main focus. I still think they're going to compete. They're going to try to effort and everything else. What's really interesting though is now, especially now that we have a time date for the 115. A time date, at least I don't know if it's tentative, but a time date's been announced that they're going to have an August time date of being the August of next year is when we're going to get finally a trial for the 115 allegations against them, or charges against City. Look, City, I think, they're going to compete on all fronts. I don't know if City has the depth to compete fully on all fronts. Okay, I think that we're fortunate that we're competing in the Europa and we're able to see what we're getting to see, which is the ability to rest players, to have them be able to, because we don't expect them to play in the cups, like the FA Cup possibly, but that's even a little bit longer down the line. But we don't expect them to play early, play our starters early in these games. We're going to have these players be able to go through this, January, February, into March role where we're going to have rested starters, and we're going to be able, when that focus gets that much harder for City, I think that they're going to have their slip-ups here and there. And I think that we have a deep enough squad already to make a title challenge. And getting a 6 would certainly help that effort out. But I don't know if I don't think that our title pursuits are snuffed out if we don't get a 6. I would like to see us get a 6. I'm open to us getting a 6. I still have hope that Andre, even though he might go someplace else or whatever, I'm cool with whatever it ends up being. But I think we can still title challenge, even if we don't get a 6. Keep It Level says, do you reckon he bags his 200th? I do. Keep it level. I do. I think that it'll be cool because it'll be at Anfield, and it'll be that much more of ability to show true appreciation for that amazing accomplishment. So I do keep it level. I think that he will get the 200 against Fulham. Joey Spice got the detention for a reason. I get it. No, he did get it for a reason too, Chris. He did. I get that he did get it for a reason. I mean, he was I think it was the Napoli game, I want to say. I don't even really remember that game. But that game in Champions League, he was involved. And you know what? The game against Real Madrid, 2 horrible games for him. And it's when, at times, it's why I say, if they always say, what is it? It's 90% mental, 10%, or no, 90% mental, 10% physical. If this goes, everything goes. You're just a walking zombie out there. If this goes, everything goes. And Joey looked like this went last year. There are times when he was really, really struggling. And the decomposition of that during a match was painful to see. Painful. Because I love Joey. But it was painful. It was where I was at a point where I was like, I don't want to see him play center back anymore. I want to just see him play right back. Let's just focus your efforts in getting your mind and attention and getting this back by you getting it back by just playing right back for a little while. I'm glad that Klopp had the belief in him to let him go back into the center back roles, because it obviously we've now been able to see Gomez play right back, right center back, and left back. That's a pretty exceptional player to have. That's a utility player and a half. He's the most tenured player left on our team with Liverpool. Joey G. Big up Joey G. What else we got, guys? Is let's see. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Yeah. He's a talent, man. He's a talent. He's a real talent. Pull up. Let me pull up the team, actually. Somebody been giving my spoilers out. I was going to say that for an actual. Actually, I did announce that. I did announce that on because he was going to go. He was actually going to be moving. He was going to be going to. He was going to be headed to. He's going to be headed to. I want to say he's going to be headed to France. I said, or something. Some team like that was in for him. I think that player, keep it level, is a talent. I think he's a real talent. 23 years old, 6'1". Can play DM, can play right back, can play right center back. Was Leipzig about to go get him or something like that? Okay. Yeah, they didn't pull the deal. This is what he's saying. They didn't pull the deal. Now, I'm not saying this is someone that's out there that it's in the papers, or this is what I'm not saying any of that. It's none of the this is trending on Twitter or X. What I am saying, though, he's a talented player, man. I think that that's a player that would be nice to see to get. I just think that I like that he's Dutch. I like that he that he has the ability. He has that true Dutch quality. I mean, that's one thing I can say about the Dutch is that they teach their players total football. So these players come in with the ability to play not just one place or one position on the field. They hold it down for sure. But it would be interesting to see if we want. And I think his I think his I don't know if he has a buyout clause, but I know that the number that they were trying to get him for is not some crazy number. It's like around the same they would have spent for an Andre. So so yeah, I'm just saying it's an easier visa. It's it's an easier plays for the Dutch national team. Hey, it'd be nice to see. But I think we'll be okay about 6. I like the fact that Endo was doing what I need to see him do, which is just play well, know his role, know the players around him. Let's see. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Because we're coming up because we just reached the 90. So I'm gonna be out. Get ready for this Fulham preview. How you guys feel about Fulham? Right? Gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm not taking Fulham lightly. Fulham's gonna come out and come to play. They're gonna try to score. They'll most likely be maybe that'll be like the 3-1 score, or something like that. But they're gonna come out to play. But guys, it's been a great time, great experience to share with all of you. I appreciate each and every one of the Mighty Red that show up and show love. Everything else. Oh wait, is he saying 70 million? Wait, who's 70 million? I don't think that Luchar. Oh man, I'm go crazy on saying Lucharal. It's Lucharal. I don't think he was. I don't know if he's 70 million. I'd have to look at that. I don't think he's 70 million. I mean, before we bounce, let me look that one up real quick. 70 million pounds is exceptionally high. Exceptionally high. Oh, I get you. I just saw that earlier. Okay. I was gonna say 70 million for is not good. 60, 70. Oh no. I don't even want to entertain those thoughts right now. Let's just have fun with this team. I don't want to entertain selling any players. I want to just right at this moment. I want to enjoy this team. If players come or go in the summer, cool. I don't want to see anyone go during our January block. I think that this team is a great team. We have room for moves to make with some of the youth players or whatever that to bring on another player here or there if we're going to make an acquisition. But I think I really enjoy this team, so I'm not going to entertain the 60, 70 million for Lucho. Lucho is our Colombian heart, there's no way you there's no way you would fly Lucho in, fly Lucho's parents here, give him a home for like the next couple of months, and say to him, yeah, we're working on a deal for you right now. 70 million offer came in. Good luck. See you. Good luck to you. So it's pretty funny. All right, but yes, I'm gonna be out. You'll never walk alone for sure, brother. I appreciate you, Red for Life. Appreciate you. Keep it level. Milante was in the house. Chris Angel was in the house. Daz Reynolds showed some love today, which appreciate that. Redbird D9 as always. Nigel. We had Lucky actually in here too. Who else showed up and said what's good? Ansman TV again. Ansman TV, definitely check him out. He gets some fun reviews. Also, he's got he's got 3-4 channels. I don't know. He's always put out great content. Likes doing game shows and that kind of stuff. Fun time on keep it on Ends' channels and many channels for sure. But for sure, bless up, 12th man, rest up when's the Fulham. Oh, so I do have a pretty busy weekend, but I'm gonna do my best to do a Fulham review. I kind of like doing. I'm kind of thinking about doing a Fulham preview or doing these previews right before, like maybe an hour before kickoff or something like that, or before I head to the pub or the boozer. Excuse me. Before I head to the boozer. And doing the reviews that way. I had fun last time. Some real good engagement, and and it's kind of cool because you get to see the live the live updates of the preview. You get this, like, you get the preview, you get your you get like a good prediction, and then you see what happens, and and also I like the score predictions where everyone's more in tune. So yes, I think I'm gonna be doing my previews starting. If I'm doing previews, I'll do the previews probably an hour before kickoff, or hour and a half, something like that. I'll work something out to do before kickoffs, because that was a lot of fun. It was definitely cool to see before we get the lineup announcements, which that was a lot of fun. Why you get rid of your? I know, right? I know. You can't be. It's not. I bet. Please tell me, Chris Ainge. Chris, I know you are a Sith Lord, but please tell me that was not you. That was not you suggesting that we sell Colombia's finest. Come on. That was not you. I hope it was not you. I didn't see that in the pop up on the chat, but please tell me it was not you. I know. I got much love for my Colombia. So yeah. So I'm assuming, I'm hoping that was not you that started that rumor, or started that that troll movement. All right. But yeah, big up. Oh wow. Barcelona is so over leveraged with with the players and trying to hold on to their Gavis and Pedris, that they're not going to be able to bring in a Diaz. I don't think that's in there. I don't think that's in their wheelhouse right now. And if it's his dream, and I'm not for one standing in front of someone's dreams. So if that's his dream and he wanted to go to Barca, best believe Gavi's coming back this way. So we'll do it. We could do something like that. How about that? You can keep your 70 million. How about you just give us like Pedri, or give us Gavi, or one of the two? In the long haul, you probably can't afford those players anymore. Get your books right, Barca. Mortgaging your whole franchise away. But no. Big up to everyone, though. I appreciate all of you guys showing love, and I hope that the rest of this week ends up shaping out just nicely for you guys. It's going to be a fun little ride going into Fulham. I think that we should be okay, like Kendrick Lamar. And yeah, as always, take care of others. Most certainly take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. Continue to show that positive love for each and every Red. That's the way that we can motivate, continue to aspire for bigger things in this world, and it's why we have strength in numbers. And I appreciate all the love that I see. And I will see you this weekend, people. So definitely take care, and definitely you'll never walk alone. Peace out, guys.